Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play Civilization 6. It's time for our first new series, post-Poland, as it were. And I want deeper eras this time, more episodes. So I'm going to set this one up to run a little longer than my previous Civilization series, particularly as compared to Polish Winter. I'm going with some different mods as well this time, but I'll go over those in a minute because more importantly, you voted on who I'm going to be playing. And because you all have such a great sense of humor, it's Victoria. It's like the entire Legion got together and said, which leader do you think annoys H the most? Actually, I'm glad Victoria won out, even if it was by a narrow margin, and I'm glad Norway was such a close second because it's validated. England and Norway were actually my personal top choices for whom I might play in my next series, and those two civs made up about 25% of the total vote. That just shows me that my viewers and I are mostly in sync, which is a good feeling. I'm going to call it For Queen and Country, which also happens to be the name of an achievement in the game. If the map size is right, we might just get it, but it has to be on a huge map, and we're playing on, well, you'll see. It has to do with having a city on every continent. Regardless, I think you're going to enjoy what I have in mind for this series. This is definitely going to be a first on the channel and also one of the very first on YouTube to tackle the Europe map. So obviously we're kicking this off in January 2017. So this is the post-launch, no expansions, winter update version of Civilization 6. Poland will likely be around, but no Aztecs because we are going to use some mods. And the most noticeable one is that we're going to be playing on Play Europe Again, which is the large Europe map created for Civ 6 using the Hormigas map pack from Civ 5. So, no Aztecs. Because that map is a part of yet not another map pack, or YNAMP, which is the most popular mod for Civilization 6 right now, you guys probably know what that entails. We're going to be playing with true start locations, realistic resource locations, accurate city names based on geography, and a large number of other civilizations joining us on the map. Also from YNAMP, I'm going to be using faster border growth, so that border growth speed increases with each new government type. In addition to this, in order to lengthen the eras and allow us a little more time to enjoy each one, I'm going to be using Timex2 all-in-one, which doubles the time it takes to earn technologies, civics, and great people. As many of you know, I like the idea of deep eras, and I want to continue working on finding combinations of mods that achieve the ideal deep era feel. But I also like the idea of small iterations toward that goal, which is why I'm actually scaling back from any large-scale mods like 8 Ages of Pace, and I'm starting with a resource time doubler and keeping it at that along with the other, tiny tweaks. Last, but definitely not least, I'm using 2 mods from our friend the Crazy Scott, specifically More Barbarian XP, which I've used before, to help buff the usefulness of annihilating the uncivilized element, and customizable warmonger penalties to bring the general anger levels of all of our AI friends into more relatable, perhaps believable territory. Links to all the mods are, of course, in the description below. Let me show you what the rest of the game settings are, and we can go ahead and jump in. So we're playing as Victoria, of course, and then we have 11 other civilizations on the field, so 12 civilizations altogether. We're playing on King difficulty, which is one step up from where we are playing in Polish Winter, and of course 8 Ages of Rome is also a King difficulty series, and hopefully onwards and upwards past that in the future. Don't know how much higher, we'll see. I tend to, when it comes to difficulty, I tend not to enjoy too much playing against an opponent that is simply cheating, so there's some give and take as far as what difficulty I prefer to play on by myself or on the channel. And then, of course, there is game speed. We have standard. Again, we've been playing on quick. Moving to standard speed, in addition to using the Timex2 mod, will hopefully make for more epic length eras, as well as just more going on in each era and more episodes to the series. We're playing on Play Europe Again. We are importing all of the settings for the map, so everything's going to be exactly where it's supposed to be, including the civilizations themselves, with the true start locations. In Forced TSL, we're not going to do this. We're going to leave this off just to give the settlers the chance, especially if we wanted to, for whatever dumb reason, to move like one tile before we settled. Otherwise, I'm not very... Yeah, that's just not something I'm concerned about. I don't think the civs are going to use it, so I'm just going to leave it off. Civilization resources are activated. This just means that some specific resources around specific civs, as you can see in the tooltip, actually start out at that start position. And then finally, we have real city naming, which means, again, that actual city names are going to be based on where the city is founded, and it's something that's built into the YNAMP mod. It's really, really cool stuff. We're going to turn off no ice near landed. I don't think it really matters anyway because this is not a generated map. And then finally we have score victory turned off and no turn limit, just to make sure that that doesn't become an issue. We are going to leave barbarians on, and you know, on these larger maps, sometimes that can be an issue, but I'm going to risk it because I think barbarians add an interesting element. Plus we're using that barbarian mod. So that's it. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. I'm going to let Sean Bean talk as per usual, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Britain, and we'll get going.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Your Majesty the Queen Victoria of England, extend your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat, for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
You know, when he says calm and steady touch, I'm not sure he's seen the way that Victoria is represented. I don't know that he would be able to faithfully narrate that with a straight face and with a level voice. If he had seen every aspect of Victoria's character in this game. That aside, all right, the game's loaded up, but I want to take a second just to go over what is unique about Britain, just in case you haven't played as them before or just need a bit of a refresher. We are, of course, the main ability is the Pax Britannica ability, which is a very colonial ability for a very colonial civ. All found or conquered cities on a continent other than your home continent receive a free melee unit. And then we gain the Redcoat unique unit when the military science technology is researched. The cool thing is we actually get 2 unique units. We're one of the only civs in the game right now, as of January 2017, that have 2 uniques. So there's the Redcoat unique unit and then the Sea Dog unique naval unit. So the Sea Dog is also pretty cool because you get to capture units once it's out there privateering and doing its thing. So that'll be fun to have when we get to that point. And then the British Museum is a very cultural ability. Each archaeological museum holds 6 artifacts instead of 3 and can support 2 archaeologists at once. Archaeological museums are automatically themed, when they have 6 artifacts. And then we get the Royal Navy Dockyard, which is a new version of the harbor with, or the Dockyard, I guess. Actually, now I can't remember what just the base district is called, but you know what I mean. It's the special version of the harbor district, and it has some bonuses that you'll see when we get into the game. So that's that. Let's see how things are. I would say let's see where we started, but we know where we started because we have true start locations. Do I want to move? Nah. Let's go ahead and found the city because we get the sailing boost anyway by founding a city right on the coast. So London has been founded, and now let's go ahead and go for a scout for our first production. London is also not growing, so let's address that. How much will that affect the scout production time? It won't, actually, if I just put you on food focus. Good to know. Okay, now research-wise, I'm going to go ahead and rush astrology, especially since we have found a natural wonder and we already have the boost. This is going to be done in 18 turns, and we can go for our great prophet right away and have a religion as England. Going to be really handy considering the fact that, again, there's not a lot of... Actually, I don't know that I mentioned this in the intro, but there's one thing that's challenging about the beginning of this game is that...
Je suis Catherine, reine mère de France.
That was fast.
Je vous souhaite la bienvenue à mon royaume. J'ai grand désir et envie de découvrir tous vos secrets.
So ominous. So yeah, one thing that... would you like to visit our nearby city and say, sure. Okay, now France knows where we are. We don't know where they are. Great. That has always ended well and never ended badly. Okay, so nothing out this way. What was I saying? France, you just royally distracted me, and I was saying something important. Okay, well, I'll come back to it. Man, what was I saying? I know I wanted to go for religion as quickly as possible, so that's my focus at the moment. Oh, yes. Because London and the British Isles in general, there are not a lot of mountain tiles on this, in this particular region. So what's going to happen is we are going to have trouble staying on top of our science game. Let's get that scout before it gets any closer. So as much as I can do early on, from every angle, religion, rapidly settling new cities, to really push extra tech is going to be a good thing. So anything I can do, really. All right, let's hit him with this new scout. All right, you shouldn't be able to go anywhere. Choose production. So, let's go ahead and go for the monument next, just so we get the culture bonus and don't lag behind too long on that. We're going to be 3 population strong in just 2 turns, which is nice. Alright, can we finish off that scout now? Is he going to get away? He's actually going to get away! You're kidding me! Alright. Hopefully we can get him with the... Okay, good. It's going to be a little bit tougher for him to run now. My god. You actually got away from me. That is impressive. Well done, sir. Alright. You're going to notice as well, because we're playing on standard speed and because we're playing on a double research length map, I mean, the turns are going to be... the turn count's going to be higher for the amount of time passing by. Of course, veteran Civ players know this, but in terms of how much time is passing each turn, there's a little bit less passing each turn. It's going to take longer to move through history. Hey! Your delegation is most welcome. But that's good, though, because it's giving us...
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
Indeed. So, yeah, it's giving us just deeper eras, which, again, is my whole thing. So, why don't I go for mining next, so that we can improve that stone. And as soon now as the monument is done, we'll be able to improve that stone, once I've got a builder. It's going to take 200 gold, though, to get the first builder. So I'm really going to try and pull out all the stops and make sure I can do what I can to get my first... to get Stonehenge set up before anyone else. Because we are playing on King difficulty, the other AI will be going for that wonder. The great thing about playing on King difficulty is we're not quite at a point where we need to completely give up on going for wonder, so we still get that story aspect of being able to, you know, Stonehenge should be in England. Just saying. Well, the rocks came from Wales, did they not? Or somewhere near Wales? But, so Stonehenge is going to be in London. It should be more in this direction, but still, I mean, it should be here. So by playing on King difficulty, we are still affording ourselves the chance to enjoy a game where we're building wonders and gaining an advantage that way, which wouldn't always be the case on higher difficulty level. We need to focus on just tweaking game mechanics, min-maxing settler placement, or I'm sorry, not settler placement, but citizen placement, and all those things. But yeah, tell you what, we can't build Stonehenge just yet because we don't own the tile we could build it on, unless I... Oh, wow. That's surprising. I was expecting because it's flat land, but evidently you can't build it on a marsh. See, there are horses there, so that's normally a spot on this map where I've built Stonehenge in the past. It has to be next to the stone. Again, historically, not that that's what they did, but they made people take the stones a really, really, really long way. Let's go ahead and buy that then. Oh, that's annoying. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get Stonehenge. Because those horses are there. I thought all the... I guess the strategic resources are still being placed randomly. I thought everything was fixed in its location. Oh, hey. Nice to see you, too. Okay, so that's a little bit off-putting.
At its best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst.
Alright, so let's go for Faith and Gold in the capital, just to build towards our Pantheon somewhat quickly, and we'll go for double experience for recon units. Actually, no. Let's go for the combat strength bonus, just so that we are sure we are going to defeat these guys. No, not going to attack with the scout. You back off. Alright, so what if we change to production focus? Yeah, I will get my builder a little bit sooner. So let's go for that. And then craftsmanship is going to give us extra production towards builders. Yeah, let's go for craftsmanship next. Okay, man, I'm really... We need to clear those woods if we're going to have a chance of building Stonehenge. And I don't think we're going to have the ability to clear woods. I think we're just SOL. I think we're just up the creek without a paddle, so to speak. Because that rhyme was unintentional. But yeah, I think the game has deprived me of an appropriate location with which to build Stonehenge. Because they placed those horses there, which is unfortunate. But that's the way the map set us up. Alright, so there's nothing else around this... I was checking up here to see if maybe there would be another unit northward. Northbound. Oh. That's what I get. Alright, damn. That's an unusually strong unit to spawn in 3000 BC. But I'm going to go ahead and attack with my warriors. We're attacking uphill, so that's not good. Barbarian Horseman. Before turn 30. Okay, good. Scout got a little fight in, which is acceptable.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
Alright, saying major victory, but it looked like we were going to take out all of their life, so hopefully... Good. That's what I thought. Okay, you fortify up. Our warrior is promotable. So, okay, now I guess I'm going to go for animal husbandry. I don't think that I'm going to be able to clear this terrain yet. I don't think I have the ability. If I do, then we're going to start Stonehenge. But even so, we're behind now. We're having to wait until we're done with that. Which has really changed the dynamics. Someone else is probably going to beat us to Stonehenge unless the first wonder building civ is going for, say, Hanging Gardens instead. Fingers crossed, but... Man, that... Oh, I'm bitter. That's really kind of set us back a little bit. Oh, hey, now we can build Stonehenge. Okay, thank you. I don't know why you didn't give me the option before. Did I have the option and just not notice it? What's going on here? Okay, build it. And then we'll go ahead and improve that. And we'll improve those horses next turn, and then hopefully get a little bit of a production bonus out of all that. Okay, I don't know what just happened. It was saying I didn't have the option to build Stonehenge on that tile. Either I just completely and utterly misread the interface, and it turned green, it lit up, indicating it could be built, or something else happened. But in any case, let's go ahead and... Oh, I can't improve those just yet because I don't have animal husbandry. Damn. But I can, however, improve the wheat and get an irrigation boost, rather. Irrigation? Here we go. Let's bring our warrior back down. I don't know why I had them walk away when they're ready to fight the spearmen. That didn't make any sense. In 5 turns, we're going to be done with animal husbandry, so we'll be able to get a production boost out of these guys. Tell you what, you guys just go to sleep, and we'll wait for animal husbandry. Meanwhile, I'm going to send my scout up north. I really hope we get Stonehenge, but I'm not optimistic at present. Also, we need some amenities. Some amenities would be useful. So, if you haven't noticed already, just like in the beginning of Polish Winter, I'm going to be moving through somewhat quickly for these first several turns, because one thing I strongly suspect in this series is that because, and this is based on test play as well, the beginning several episodes are going to be kind of empire building. We obviously have already encountered France, but for the most part, we are going to have our land to ourselves. We get to build up our territory, and we just have to make sure, again, that we stay on top of our science game and make sure that we are still, gaining a lot of good technologies at a rapid pace, because it's tough to do in England. So we need to make sure that we are focused on that. So definitely the first couple of episodes, maybe even the first several, will be empire building. But then towards the end of the series, what I suspect will happen is we're going to have... Oh, screw you. Let me guess. Yep. Catherine de' Medici has built Stonehenge. She says we leave the Wonder Building.
Dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went.
Sean Bean, I go to great trouble not to interrupt you, and then you interrupt me all the time. So yeah, she is making fun of us for leaving the Wonder Building to her. We were building Stonehenge too, thanks. So we're going to build a holy site instead. We're going to build it here to get the extra points. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We might have had more of a shot at it had we been able to put it there, but at the same time, she built it fast, so that's the best we can do. Let's go ahead and go for pottery. And then we're going to bring our warriors back down. We do need a new settler pretty soon, but I want to make sure that we are competitive with our religion. I really need to drive that particular aspect of the game. Oh, good. Goody hut. Because, again, we don't have access to things that are going to give us extra science points and such. So, anything that I can do to arrange that myself through religion and other means. Also through rapid city deployment. But we didn't get Stonehenge, so we need a holy site. Period. Oh, awesome. Well, that's going to help. So we've got a relic nice and early. That's definitely going to help a lot. So let's have a look at this relic that we got. Silk Texts provides 4 faith and 8 tourism per turn. Not bad. Oh, and I need to...
Skill without imagination is
do that.
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful objects, such as wickerwork picnic baskets.
So let's go ahead and look at our policies now. We don't need to fight barbarians really anymore. We don't have our pantheon just yet. Yeah, I'm gonna leave these as is. Double experience for recon units is kind of tempting, but there's not much to explore right now, so leave that as is. Foreign trade. We're just going to try and flesh out the civics tree so that we can move straight towards new governments as rapidly as possible. There's our Pantheon bonus. Okay. Decisions. Monument to the Gods is no longer relevant since we weren't able to get Stonehenge. I mean, there are still other classical era wonders that I could get. There are actually a few that, tech-wise, actually, come to think of it, that might be handy, because that would help me push for the... That would help me push for, like, the Great Library and such, and things that would help us technology-wise. I'm always a little bit nervous about choosing a Pantheon belief that's only going to help in the beginning. I mean, there's things like fertility rights and border expansion that help for the entirety of the game. Yeah, let's go for Monument to the Gods, because again, this can help us get a wonder that gives us some additional technology. If we miss it, it'll suck. That's the one thing, is if we miss it again, I will have wished that I had fertility rights or religious settlements. And there's other options as well. I mean, River Goddess is always kind of tempting. There's a lot of rivers nearby, and an amenity for cities with any holy site next to a river. Our holy site here is next to a river already, so we're going to get an extra amenity in London just by having this. Which is, I mean, that's really useful. Especially since we're landlocked in the beginning, and we might not have access to that many amenities until we expand. Divine Spark is also good. +1 great person point from Holy Site. +1, or from Campus and from Theater Square. So we're just going to get more great person points. Ah, that's tempting too, actually. Let's try that. This is going to help with our science and it would actually help with our campus. We'd have to make sure we build all these districts, but I'm pretty good at building all those districts most of the time. So yeah, let's go for that. Your progress towards mysticism has advanced considerably. Wonderful. Let's improve our scouts. Faster movement in woods. Okay. So we're still 4 turns away from that holy district. And I really, at this point, I'm itching for a second city. I can't believe Catherine taunted us about leaving the wonder building to her in the same turn that I was... I wonder if the computer knew that. That was just a mean thing to say. I was building that wonder, thank you very much. Oh, there's the Isle of Man and the coast of Ireland. Scout's starting to uncover a little bit more territory. Alright, you just go on alert. And next turn, my holy site will be done. So we're almost to turn 50. We're still above 2000 BC. It's one of the nice things about the pace change. Your progress towards state workforce has advanced considerably. Nice. Alright, tell you what. We need a settler. We need one yesterday, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go for that second city. I'm going to keep the scout along.
No man ever wetted clay and then left it, as if there would be bricks by chance and fortune.
I'm going to keep my scout, as I was going to say, along this coastline just to help them uncover as much as they can before they can swim, so to speak. Now, what should the next tech be? I guess writing. Let's go for that. Yeah, because we don't have anything irrigable nearby that we really need to worry about. But I need to go for campus districts as soon as possible in order to stay competitive. Because as you can see, I have no mountains to speak of. None whatsoever. So I'm relying purely on things like Divine Spark. And just, I'm going to try and actually get lots of cities. I was just so focused on Stonehenge for a minute there, and then nothing happened. But that's life. France has founded a new religion. How do you not have a new religion as of several turns ago? You had Stonehenge. Civilizations abusing their power. Alright, we can actually buy a builder. So there's some silver here. Alright, Hanging Gardens have been built by an unknown player. Not by Catherine, but by an unknown. Okay, so we are losing the Wonder Game. Your progress towards Early Empire has advanced considerably. Very nice. So now we have solid, or we will have solid borders soon-ish. Let's head out there and build that in a bit. But first, I want to get my scout all the way out to the edge here. I wonder how long it's going to be before we encounter someone aside from Catherine. Trajan, for instance. It's good to be playing on a real Earth map with TSL. I always enjoy it. There are always like some balance differences when you're playing it versus playing a vanilla game, whether you're playing on YouTube or not. But I enjoy it. Okay, London is once again no longer growing.
Every nation lives by exchanging.
Okay, so we have a Pantheon now. The production bonus in all cities is probably more useful to me at this point. And extra production towards melee and ranged units is probably going to be good as well. But also, naval units. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get extra production towards naval units. Because, I mean, that's going to be the most important thing for defending ourselves early on. Alright, and then also... Yeah, you know what? Let's go for mysticism. Normally I'd go for one of these because I want to go for this as rapidly as possible. But I want to get access to another wonder. I want to try and at least get one more wonder. Okay, of course I can't do anything with these tiles because they are Cliffs of Dover. They're natural wonder tiles, so I have to come up there. I always forget that because it looks like, hey, look, farmable land. Nope. Doesn't work that way. Alright, so our settler is ready, and we're probably going to put him based on past experience.
Means sharing. It's part of the human condition to want to share things. Thoughts, ideas, opinions.
As I was saying, we are, yeah, based on my past experience, we're probably going to put him up here. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good spot right there, actually. What if I went there? So truffles and silver. I kind of want to put you there, actually. Not there, but there. So we'll do that. All right, tech tree. Next, let's go for sailing. Yeah, so we can go ahead and put our builders in the water and have them improve that. London is growing again because, well, we just lost a pop unit. Let's go ahead and build the granary to ensure that it does continue to grow. All right, at this point, we've scouted pretty much everywhere we can. If I send my scout all the way to these borders, I'll be able to see a little bit farther, so I'll do that. But we've mostly scouted everywhere. I'm just going to send you straight that direction. It's going to take a few turns, but that's fine by me. All right, let's build that farm. Want London to grow as much as possible. Actually, speaking of that, if I were to take you off production focus now... Oh, you wouldn't grow at all. Wow. Okay, Birmingham has been founded. Let's go ahead and go with that. Let's go for the monument first, because we're lagging behind a little bit in culture per turn. And I want to make sure we stay on top of the civics game. So we'll go for the monument first. That's where the Rome player in me always weeps a little bit, because I don't get that building automatically using Trajan's column. But that's okay. I'll survive. Somehow. Alright, 2 turns until the granary is done. That's going to speed up our city growth pretty substantially, especially since I can't improve these tiles. I'm not bitter. And then we'll have some... we definitely need some amenities. We can either get this silver or get these truffles. One or the other. Now, if I put you on production focus, does that help? Doesn't make a difference right now with 1 pop. And yes, of course, I could also do manual citizen placement. But for now, just using the different foci is probably good enough. Let's get a campus built. Ooh. That's my only spot that has a bonus, so let's go for it. We're going to have to use a builder. How expensive? 230 gold. Wow. Okay. So we just replaced our most lucrative... That was our wheat tile. We replaced it with a campus. So that's not the most advantageous building spot, but because that impacted our food production substantially. But we do have some fish there. Once we get out there, we can fix that problem. Yeah, I've got to explore. Oh, actually, I didn't explore all the way up north. I turned around. Weird. Okay, still got some stuff to explore up there in Scotland. Basically, I have to explore the Highlands.
It is not that life ashore is distasteful to me, but life at sea is better.
Okay, so now I have access to sailing, which gives us the ability to send out workers and improve that fishing tile. And then we have access to galleys as well. And of course, we can build those twice as fast on account of the civic that we selected not too long ago. But for now,
I practice militant mysticism. I'm absolutely sure of some things that I don't quite know.
So now we have the Oracle option as well. So when we're done with the campus, we're probably going to build an Oracle. Either that or build a builder and then build the Oracle. And try and go for that. And we have access to some great prophet and great scientist related policies as well. We can't use them right now, but we will be able to once we have a government type. But for now, because we're about 25 minutes into this gameplay, I will go ahead and cut this first episode here. And then the next one, of course, we are going to continue building up our territory as much as we can, establish as many settlements as we can early so that we can crank out some extra campus districts, start building libraries, start building universities as soon as we can, and catch up in the tech game because... It can be a challenge, definitely. But we're off to a good start. Again, we're going to have, I think, several episodes of empire building before there's any conflict. But maybe I didn't finish saying it earlier in the episode, so I will say it now. What I do anticipate and what I think is going to be awesome about this is that at some point in the series, it's going to switch and there's going to be a lot more conflict. It might be in the more modern eras, who knows, or it could be sooner. But I really am looking forward to the kinds of wars that happen once we are fully established with all the civ building we're going to be doing for the first several episodes here. So I hope you will follow along, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, don't forget to do that as well, so you can make sure you get the latest updates as soon as they arrive. Speaking of that, new episodes of this series and just historical and grand strategy episodes in general are going to air daily at noon, which is standard on my channel. Comments are always welcome. Thanks, by the way, very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.